Yeah, welcome back to the channel, honey. I'm Lady Nika, and with another edition of Fuck Shit Friday, where we talk shit and swallow spit, bitch. That's what we do down here. And we gonna get into our topics. Hopefully this don't run long and it don't wind up being a two-parter, cause I ain't for this shit. But we gonna try to see. Okay, we gonna see. We ain't gonna promise. We just gonna see today. Let's get into what we got to talk about, because we got some shit to talk about, child. Now, we're going to start off with Secretary of Education, Miss Bessie DeVos, okay? The unfit, the ill-fit, and unqualified Secretary of Justice, Bessie DeVos, was asked to speak this past week, this week, at the Bethune-Cookman University commencement exercises, okay? And to say the graduates wasn't feeling her would be a gross understatement, honey. As she began her opening remarks, several graduates stood and turned their backs on her, and hecklers drowned out her remarks a whole lot. Now, why, you may ask, did this happen? Students had petitioned the school officials to cancel DeVos months ago. Since she said that founders of historically black colleges and universities were real pioneers in school choice. Now, we all know that HBCUs were formed during segregation when black students was being barred from attending white colleges, and that's what she said. She recanted it later on, but they not here for her. Once an idiot, always an idiot. That just further lets you know how ill-fit she is to be carrying the title of Secretary of Education. She don't even have the education to know. At least she didn't have a history education, because she would have known that and not said that. She made it through her 20-minute speech, but there was a point during the commencement exercises where the president, Edison Jackson, had to interrupt with a warning to the graduates that if their behavior continued, they would have their degrees mailed to them. Now, that brought about some calm, but not completely. Uh, this was deep for them. It was a peaceful protest that started last week with demonstrators holding signs saying "DeVos no" and "Our tax money pay for public education." Even the NAACP Florida State Conference urged now that the university president as well as the board chairman need to step down after doing what they did, bringing this woman to this university. Okay, I don't think this wasn't about no. This wasn't just like a bunch of rowdy, uncivilized kids. This was the kids. These were young adults voicing their right to tell them that they don't like this woman. They don't like her policies. Now, I don't know, but I felt some kind of way about the threat, because the threat came as if like they weren't within their rights. Now, the legal eagles down there, because y'all know that I'm not. I'm learning, but I'm not a legal eagle. Them protesting, booing her or whatnot. Um, were they within their rights that's protected under the First Amendment? That's what I want to know. Were they within their rights, protected under the First Amendment, to boo this lady? Should they have been threats of retaliation in the form of you ain't getting your diploma, your degree? You gonna wind up getting it mailed to you. Should they? I mean, what did they do anything that was out of order? I know it may seem like it was out of order, but if we don't like a bitch, we don't want the whole talk. I'm just asking. The legal people down there, the ones that got all that extra knowledge, y'all jump down in that penny and tell me what y'all know about that, okay? Now, let's move on to another story, because I don't want to hold you long today. There is a white cop in Michigan who went through Ancestry.com and found out that 18% of his DNA can be traced to regions in Africa. Now, as a result of these findings, Cleon Brown is suing the chief of police, the city of Hastings, and citing that his civil rights were violated. Now, why is he saying that? He said that after he learned of his ancestry, the chief of police basically began calling him Kunta. You know, like Kunta Kinte from the Alex Haley Roots. Yeah. And he said the mayor, when he found out, this store had made a joke one day using racial slurs. He also claiming that the department Christmas tree, which is housed in the lobby during the Christmas time areas, is housed in the lobby area. He said the Christmas tree decorated with Santa figurines named after each officer on the force every year. However, this year, after learning of his 18% African DNA stuff, that that a brown Santa was put on the tree with his name on it, and on the beard it had 18% written on the beard. Now, the city did acknowledge the Black Santa incident, but said that the officer responsible did apologize to Officer Brown. Brown said Chief Pratt told officers that no matter what it is, going forward there will be no jokes made about Brown's heritage. It won't be tolerated. However, Brown saying that personally for him, he proud of his heritage and he wasn't upset about the situation. Well, apparently he was. Okay, apparently he was because I get it. Okay, first of all, I have to ask you this: Are y'all so close? Are they so close in this damn department that they talk to each other on that level about stuff? And if y'all did, had you never seen or felt like some of the guys on the force may have had some, irregular feelings, if you will, about people of color? Then I have to wonder, do you realize that just because your DNA is traced back to regions in Africa doesn't mean that you have black people in you? See, that's where everybody from Africa, everybody born in Africa is not black. So, did it trace you back to a specific person or family there that is black, or is it just telling you you got DNA traces in the region of Africa itself? Because I don't know how to feel about that story, because you have to take all of that into consideration. First of all, Ancestry.com has nothing to do with your duties as a police officer. So you chose to tell these people you obviously felt comfortable with that you had 18% possible black people in you, and from that they began to shoot. I don't know how to feel about that. They gave you some. They started giving you racial slurs and saying little slide remarks. But I'm trying to figure out, okay, that ain't never you've never had any conversations with these people that would have given you the idea that they may not really be for, or have a tolerance for black people. You just not found that out when you walked in and told them that 18% of your DNA can be traced to Africa, even though Africa does not mean necessarily black. I don't understand. I don't know what to say about that. Y'all can discuss that in the panel. That confused me. I have too many questions that are unanswered in the article that I don't really know. But I thought it was kind of interesting. That's why I talked about it anyway. Y'all get down in the comments and please let me know. If it's another way I could look at this, I'll open that to you, the panel to you to explain it to me. Because I will listen. I just don't personally see, I don't see the problem. But okay. Now the Black Santa thing, I would have probably felt some kind of way about that, and I probably would have got mad about the Kunta Kinte situation. That I can understand, because that's disrespectful as hell, and it's racist as hell. But I mean, again, you didn't know that the people you work with were like that. I mean, I thought law enforcement officers usually be real close, like that brotherhood type of thing. That for you to tell them your personal business, you must have felt comfortable enough within yourself and in your relationship with them to tell them that you're not gonna walk to no average Joe Blow up in on the streets and tell them that. So I need more information. But y'all can give me y'all opinions about that down there in the panel. James Comey. Let's talk James Comey. I'm going to be brief with this because y'all know I don't get down like this. On Tuesday, 45 fired the director of the FBI. He fired the top official leading a criminal investigation into whether Trump advisors colluded with the Russian government to steer the outcome of the 2016 presidential election. Okay? Now, 45 saying that Comey was fired for how he handled the investigations into Hillary Clinton use of a private email server. Okay? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't 45 benefit from that? Did he not applaud this man for having the guts to pursue Clinton during the campaign? Did he not do any of this? So now, all of a sudden, that was a year ago. Now, moving forward, a year now, he is being fired for the very thing that you applauded him for? In his letter to the former director, 45 says he thanks Comey for the 3 occasions where he assured him he was under investigation. However, he must still side with the Department of Justice that he is not able to effectively lead the bureau. I want to know what 3 occasions, but of course, you know, the White House, they refuse to elaborate any further on that. And the 2 people that led the firing was Jeff Sessions, the Attorney General, and his Deputy Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein. Now, with him being fired, that gives the Deputy Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein, that gives him the opportunity to possibly open up an independent investigation into this 45 involvement or his aide's involvement with the Russians. That kind of he could open up a different he could open up a different investigation. Do y'all smell cover up? Do it sound as if that Comey was coming upon something that could possibly link 45 definitely to the Russian government, and we find out that they did in fact do something to sway the vote during the 2016 election? Is this why this man got fired? Because I don't understand how last year he was applauded for having guts. Several times he talked about that man. I remember seeing it on CNN during the campaign. But now, a year later, you in the House, and this investigation is ongoing, and Comey is leading this investigation, and now all of a sudden, you find that you're going to have to go on and go along with the Department of Justice because you just feel like he's not fit to do his job anymore. And one of the 2 people that led to this man's termination, which is the Attorney General and the Deputy Attorney General, the Deputy Attorney General now has the opportunity to open up an independent investigation into 45 and his people's involvement with the Russian people. He can, girl, was Comey learning too much? Child, did they fire that man because he was about to blow something? He was about to walk into some information. This man remind me of Nixon so damn much. I wasn't even alive or born yet during Nixon, but I talked to my grandmother a whole lot because I've never spoken on it, but I've always been interested in it. I think that if I actually just tried it, I would find that I could actually do, political news quite well. I just never put the into it. But I could because I do be interested and I have a lot of questions and I listen very intently. And I'm smelling cover up. I am. I could be wrong, but it sounds like to me this man was about to stumble upon some information that Trump and them didn't want him to know, and because of that, he had to go. See, Comey ain't know all of that when he was doing shit to Hillary Clinton in the final days of the election. According to the way it looked, it swayed the American people's opinions and their votes to Trump. I wonder, he didn't know as much as it really is out there that is out there. And I wonder if this man was about to get to that point where he knew and they got rid of him because of that. I don't know. I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm not the most well versed person on this stuff. I just love hearing it. I like listening to it, and I'm a conspiracy theorist at heart. I'm always thinking about some shit. So y'all can get down in the pen and get me together, or join me in the motherfucking thought process on this being a major couple of, and it's gonna come to pass. We're gonna probably find out real soon if I'm telling the truth or not, because them senators and congressmen over there in the government, them senators, they coming out. They not fit. They want an independent. They want to know what's up. Every day he's doing more and more to make people doubt him. And I honestly believe that it's a lot of Republicans that probably are now seeing 45 for who he truly is, but they feel stuck. Well, what do we do now? He's in it now. We just got to try to make the best of it. No, we don't. We can get rid of him, baby. But moving right along, that's all the political news I'm gonna talk about for this week. That's not my thing. Y'all know it. I don't wanna be overthinking or putting people in their feelings or coming across as uneducated, because that ain't gonna happen, because I'm not uneducated. But I don't want to put nobody in their feelings. So I'm gonna just leave you with, put your thoughts down in the pen, please. Now let's move on to my shit, the news, entertainment news, okay? Bow Wow, faking the funk, huh? Child, this week Bow Wow put a pic up, and it shows a car on the tarmac in front of this nice ass private jet. And he captioned it saying, "Travel Day, New York City press run for growing up hip hop. Let's go. I promise to bring y'all the hottest show ever." And that would have been fine. It would have been fine and dandy, honey, had not a fan saw him on a commercial plane and he wasn't even in first class, honey. They snapped a nice picture of him in his seat, and it made its way to social media, and from there the dragging began. Bow Wow gave us some alternative facts when he was confronted with this, though. He said in an interview at Hot 97 that just because I posted a picture of a private jet didn't mean I was actually flying on it. He said, "I never said I was flying on that jet." And his reasoning for insinuating it was that, and I quote, this him, "Off the top, I love it. People don't understand the scientific method to my madness. Number one, I'm about to have the biggest show on WeTV. Period. You just gotta watch. Child, that boy need to sit his ass down. By the way, you was faking the funk and they caught you in it. Take the L and go on about your business. Cause all you doing is making this Bow Wow challenge on social media more and more famous every time. And you would think after he did this, he would shut his fucking mouth, right? You would think he would go off into obscurity for just a little while, just to allow people to time to, cause people mindsets is only about that long, bitch. If he would just shut up for a while, we'll forget this here for a minute, okay? But no, he wants to take to IG Live and tell us we would know some of the favorite celebrities that we love today. He said he put Trey Songz on his first tour, as well as Omarion, Sierra, and Chris Brown. He proudly took ownership of putting these artists on the maps during his successful tour runs in the early 2000s. He said he can't say they owe him anything, but he loved putting people in position to watch them succeed. Bow Wow. Let me tell you something, boo. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Grant you did put all of them people on your tours. You did. And I guess in a sense introducing them to an even larger crowd because you used to be the shit. But child, just be quiet. It's like he looking for, what is he looking for? Is he looking for some accolades? Do he want to be honored in some type of way? Because that's what he coming across as, a person who feel like they didn't get all they were supposed to get out of, out of life so far, and they looking for that pat on the back, that good job, Why? I mean, what do you want us to say? We recognized you for what you've done. You always trying to make your status more than what it is, instead of just being grateful for the status that you have now. You more, bitch, more people know you than they know me. Why you mad? That's what let me tell you something. People, I don't understand about these damn celebrities and shit. I put that paper down, baby, because last time we're gonna talk about Phaedra. But let me get on this here right here. People kill me. These celebrities, some of them, I can't say all, but I can say some. Some of them don't know how fortunate they truly are. Especially some of these singers, these rappers of today, they don't understand the true blessing in the position that they have been placed to be in. Not all of them, some of them. Because I remember back in the day, when people said they wanted to get into the music business and they succeeded, and we finally get to turn on BET and watch Donnie Soul interview them, Donnie Simpson interviewed them on Video Soul. I remember the stories going something like this. You know, we started off, we used to sing on the corner of our neighborhood block. We had to go through umpteen talent shows. Won a few, lost a few. We sung in churches and everything else. I mean, we sung wherever we could be heard at. And then one day, such and such person heard us and put us on with such and such person, and that's why we're able to sit here today. It used to be a challenge. I ain't saying it's not hard. I'm not saying, nor am I diminishing the fact that some of these younger people that's out today haven't paid their dues. I know that some of them have gone through it. Some of them have had to work hard to get their name out there. It was a sacrifice of some things they probably wanted to do, including sacrifice of self to be vigilant and dedicated to getting you this recording contract or this movie deal. I understand all of that. But it's a whole lot easier for them today. I don't want nobody to feel like I'm not giving, a person their homage. I'm not giving them what they do as far as accolades for being in the fight, struggling, going to auditions, trying to raise money for CDs and shit like that. I understand the struggle. The struggle is real. But see, you have the assistance of a very powerful tool that many of the singers of yesteryear did not have. You have social media. And if you don't think social media is powerful, look at what happens to people when a video go viral. Bow Wow, we just was talking about his ad. That would have never happened if he was pre-social media. Because we would have seen that in a magazine months later, child. Nobody was going to connect the dots and embarrass him. They have social media. And these executives, these producers, all these people, they got social media accounts too. They see. So it's a little bit easier for you to fall into somebody's lap than it would have been if you was an artist of the 80s and 90s. It wouldn't have been so easy to fall like that. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I can't stand the fact that they don't be thankful for what they have, because you should. Shit. You should. And you ought to act like it. But then again, I can't say the stars of yesteryear, I can't say that, because the only thing is, it could be a situation where the reason why we know what these artists and these famous folks doing now is because we do have social media. They probably were doing that shit back in the day, but shit, we didn't have social media, so we ain't know. So we can't be held accountable or worry about what we didn't know. But child, y'all need to slow down. When God give you a blessing like that, you ought to run with it and do the best that you can with it. Somebody wanted me to speak on Steve Harvey. I'm going to tell you right here about Steve Harvey. I don't have shit to say about Steve Harvey. The fact that he sat there and sent a letter to his crew in Chicago instead of talking to these people and explaining to them, every time I turn around, he show us he ain't shit. I told y'all he ain't shit. Now, you send a letter and somebody else to break the news to your Chicago staff who has been with you from the beginning and worked their asses off. Let them know basically they finna lose their damn jobs. you move taking your shit in a different direction, you ain't taking them with you. So you might as well just go and look for you another job because you ain't finna be working for me much longer. That's pretty much what he did. That's dirty. I know that got to hurt because I'm sure some people that been there for quite some time. Because Steve Harvey been on for a minute. But instead of you sitting down with your people, I can understand he got a right to take his brand in whatever direction he want to. Sometimes everybody that's with you now can't go with you on your journey as you continue upward. I get that. But it's a way that you do stuff. The way he chose to do those people is that's unforgivable to me. And it only speaks to the character of the person that he truly is. He's an evil person, y'all. And those of y'all sticking with him, stick with him. I'm sure he's going to show you in time because the more successful he becomes, the more of who he truly is becoming evident to us. Shit is getting leaked. That persona he playing when he's smiling with them families on Family Feud and he playing with them little kids down there at the Big Tots, whatever the fuck it's called, and when he's sitting on the stage on Steve Harvey TV show, he giving away fabulous gifts and all of that. Child, that ain't who the fuck he is. The Bible told you, be not deceived. The devil is not mocked. I'm telling you, you better watch. That's all I gotta say about this shit. That's all I got to say about that. Child. Bravo decided after they aired episode 4 of the episode 4, part 4 of the 4-part reunion, that they were going on and announced to us that Phaedra Parks would not be returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta for season 10. Who shocked? See, Famous had already told me that. Lil B. Scott had said that. And even though I don't really, too much, but straight from the A, Michelle Brown, she had told me that. We already knew. Some of them top bloggers had already broke the tea, boo. So for them to come out now and say it, we appreciate it, but we knew. We knew. Child. And did y'all see Cadillac Kimberly video? Bitch, where she said she was writing them reads. Phaedra stands. Bitch, let me get my lips popping right quick. Hold on. I got to get let me get it, bitch. Let me get it, bitch. Let me get it. Baby. Oh, somebody asked me, this Mac, antique velvet, that's what it called. Is it a number on now? A17. Mm. Mm. Bitch. Now, let's talk about this hoe. Okay? See, Nene Leakes said it years ago. You never win when you play dirty. All Phaedra shit started falling apart for her. All because you had jealousy over Candy. Candy ain't no saint. She a fucking sugar mama and a fucking freak. But at the end of the day, that woman ain't deserve what you did. And for you to think that putting it out there in the atmosphere that this woman and her husband was going to drug a girl and rape her, you had to have known what was going to happen. See that you child, you dug that dish for Candy and forgot to get one for your damn self, bitch. You forgot to get one for yourself. And Cadillac Kimberly has said that she write your reads. She said it's a lot of them that she writes stuff for, but she told us Phaedra be getting her reads from her. Now, let us motherfucking go back, bitch. Cause see, I done been attacked on this hoe for saying this. Remember when Phaedra gave what her name is, Kenya, Twirl Queen. Remember when she gave Twirl King what some of you Phaedra stands went on to call the epic read of the century? Well, see, bitch, you can't call it an epic read when it didn't come from the hoe that said it. That if Cadillac Kimberly had said that and it was all true, then maybe I would go along with that. But the fact that Phaedra has been exposed for sitting up there getting writers to write her material should make you Phaedra stands even more embarrassed today. I told y'all. I told you, bitch, go to my Real Housewives of Atlanta playlist. It's on my page. Go to it. Bitch, go back through them archives. I said this bitch Reeves was rehearsed. I said it. I said it, and they called me a gap teeth, no sense having bitch. That's what they called me, girl. That's what they called me down in the panic of one of my videos. They talked about me. They came for a whole aesthetics. Even though I'm one of the most confident gap teeth bitches on YouTube, you can't. You tried it, bitch. Y'all said that I was wrong. I was hating when I said this bitch rehearsed. Them reads be rehearsed. Y'all said I was wrong. Y'all said I was picking on a hoe. I was hating on a hoe. Y'all said, bitch, how you gonna talk about her looking like you looking? I'm looking pretty good right about now, and I have been for quite some time. Can we say that by Phaedra? Somebody need to do a prayer for that old thing, that old Southern Belle, that Christian. Don't know Christian do what Phaedra did. Phaedra is a sociopath, and she is capable of anything. Child, I even seen down there on the Instagram that somebody had them screenshot of the excerpt of Bobby Brown book he got out. He said, and we all know now, y'all know that's why she's supposed to been on the Real House. I knew that way back in the day. That's why she's supposed to been and came on there. The reason why she was a good fit because she was an attorney to the stars and had represented Bobby Brown. Bobby said Phaedra been thirsty for a long time. He said she would always have cameras and stuff in court when he had to have when on his appearance days. He said he even talked to her about that. And she still had people, media showing up. She leaked it to the media every time them people was out there when Bobby Brown had to appear in court. And he also said he didn't want to talk about her abilities as far as her craft, which is her law degree. But every time he went before the judge and with her, he went to jail. Then you're going to sit here and you're going to try to, instead of taking your L, you're going to sit there and say a producer of the show told you them allegations. First of all, Phaedra, the reason why I can't roll with you on that is because even if someone told you, beat that someone, let's just put it out there, you talking about Carlos King. Even if Carlos King told you that as an attorney, as a person, a member of the bar association, you should have known you should have known what that would do if it was linked back to you. You can't call Portia for stupid for saving her damn life and her livelihood. You can't call her stupid for that. We always call her Portia stupid, but I gotta admit that's the one time I could say this bitch was smart, cause I wouldn't let no hoe run me down like that neither. You ain't finna have me out here looking crazy and you sitting in the background just being quiet like you did during the season. I would have told what I know on your ass too. She had every fucking right to do that. It's a fool that don't. Hell, even the Bible tell you self-preservation. Come on, dummy. Phaedra was so angry. She was so angry that Candy moved on from that ass. After she showed Candy she didn't want to be in her life no more, when Nene had came back, Phaedra, Candy went on about her business. That pissed Phaedra off so damn bad. Phaedra laid there and devised a scheme. So cold and so malicious, the bitch forgot about the cost of this. She didn't count up the cost of what this could mean for her if in fact she got caught. And you had to know that it could have happened, that you could get caught up, because I mean, let's just be real, Portia ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer. Your disdain for that woman was so bad. You put a rumor out like that could, defame her, cost her coins. You know what I'm saying? You could fuck her up with that. You tried that. You even admitted to Cadillac Kimberly that your ass sat there and was trying to hold up her progression of getting her restaurant open. Told Cadillac Kimberly, keep fucking with her. You won't never open your business. But see, the God that you say you serve you should have known that God wasn't gonna let that come to pass. Cause He ain't a God of disorder. He a God of order, a God of decency, a just one. Now He reign on the just as well as the unjust, but He ain't finna bless the unjust as long as they doing unjustly things. Now you don't have that job anymore. You got $10,000 worth of mortgage to pay every month in your home. $5,000 a month plus overhead for your Buckhead office that you ain't practicing nothing up in there. We found out you got a proclivity to the marijuana, but I ain't gonna talk about that because I do too. So bitch, we gonna keep going. Um, you you lied on this woman. You lied on this woman, and now instead of you just apologizing, you trying to act like you unbothered. That same night of the reunion, your part four was done. You out there at the club that night with a friend of yours. Cadillac Kimberly said the person Phaedra was out there with, his husband worked for the Praise Network, bitch. Girl, Phaedra was half nigga out there acting like she having fun and unbothered. Girl, you gonna learn. You gonna learn. Your downfall is gonna be even worse than that until you repent. Cause see, you played with God. That's why you catching it so much. See, had you just did your dirt and kept him out of it completely, you would have got caught up with, but it wouldn't be as severe as it is now. It's severe because you brought him into it. Child, he don't play about that. You do not slander his name. See, he the one that can get you. The courts can't get you the way God can get you, and you facing it right now. So she going through it, child. She ain't got no job. You better go down there to Willie Walker, see if he got a funeral, got a body or something you could embalm or something. I mean, you said you had 6 or 7 jobs, so you should be all right. But we all know the real truth. But in this instance, we gonna believe you. We gonna believe you. Y'all, that's all I got for fuck shit Friday. I done talked no shit today. 37 minutes of me talking shit. Happy Mother's Day to all of my love thing mamas out there. I won't be back before Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to you all. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day weekend. Y'all have fun, but you they got parents that's still alive. Love your parents. Give them their flowers today, baby. Give it to them while they alive. They can't do shit with it when they laying in their damn grave. Give it to them now, honey, and they appreciate that. I promise they will. Remember, the depth of your struggle will always determine the height of your success, okay? In the meantime, in between time, please remember to like this video. Get in the pen and let's talk about it, honey. I ain't coming back until Monday, so we got all weekend to have a little conversation. And thank you all, the new subscribers. Hey, boos. Hey, I'm glad to see y'all coming. Come on in. As I always say, baby, kick back, relax, enjoy yourself, because all we doing over here is kicking it, baby. That's all we doing. We kicking it. This is channel positivity. Anything to the negative is going to get their ass up out of here. To the left, to the left. Amen. All right. Now, I'll see y'all later. Enjoy y'all weekend. I'll be back Monday. Y'all know what we gotta do on Monday, honey. Oh, I ain't got no motherfucking Sunday video to be watching no more. Cause I don't like them Potomac women. I just don't like them. But y'all have a good weekend here. And y'all be good to each other. Come back on Monday in the same way you're leaving on the weekend. I don't want to come back and hear about none of my little things that went through some shit, okay? Alright. All the links to anything you need to know is in the description box below. Peace.